Welcome to No Fun Channel. I'm Felix, and this is sci-fi shows I think they should remake. Now, this one's a little different. I chose Eureka. The reason I'm saying it's a little different is I actually don't want a remake. I just want them to bring it back. I think Eureka was a good show. It did run for 5 seasons, so it had a good run. But they're always bringing back TV shows, so why not bring back Eureka with the same cast? Start off, Eureka is a sci-fi original TV show, premiered July 18th, 2006, and stayed on the air till July 16th, 2012. Had 77 episodes plus 8 web episodes. And to be honest, I don't think I ever saw the web episodes. And I didn't catch it, but it looks like it premiered the same month and went off the air in the same month. It starred Colin Ferguson as Jack Carter. He's a U.S. Marshal who is escorting his daughter home when he winds up in Eureka. Zoe Carter, Jack's daughter, played by Jordan Danger. I think her name was Jordan Hendon on the show originally. I'm assuming she got married or divorced. Well, I would say married because I think she was a teenager on the show. She was part of the main cast from season 1 through season 3. Then season 4 and 5, she became reoccurring. Sally Richardson Whitfield played Dr. Allison Blake. She becomes Jack's love interest and is there from season 1 through season 5. Joe Morton. Some of you may recognize Joe from Scandal. On Eureka, he played Dr. Henry Deacon. He was on the show from season 1 through season 5. Ed Quinn, who played Dr. Nathan Stark. And I didn't know this, but I kind of wondered. Nathan Stark is actually modeled after another Stark, Tony Stark from Marvel Comics. He was on the show from season 1 through season 3. And they actually killed his character off on the show. Deborah Ferntino, she plays Dr. Beverly Barlow. She was only on the show from season 1 and 2 and was reoccurring in 4 and 5. Some of you may recognize her from another TV show called Earth 2. She was the main character on that show. Erica Sierra, I'm probably saying that last name wrong, played Josefina Lupo, better known as Jo on the show. She's the deputy, Jack's right hand. She was reoccurring in season 1 and 2. Actually, I didn't realize she was considered reoccurring in season 1 and 2. And then main cast 3, 4, and 5. And the same goes for Neil Grayson. He played Dr. Douglas Fargo, the accident-prone junior scientist. He was considered reoccurring in season 1 and 2. And then in 3, 4, and 5, part of the main cast. Now you'll matter. I'm probably saying his first name wrong. He plays Zane Donovan. He becomes Joe's love interest. He's the resident hacker on the show. He shows up in season 2, reoccurring, and becomes regular in season 3, 4, and 5. And then we had Timbai Locke, who some of you may recognize from Sliders. She plays Dr. Grace Monroe. She becomes Henry's new love interest in season 4. Season 4 is also where they have alternate timeline take place. And when they return, she's his wife. The whole premise of the show is that Eureka is a town full of geniuses that works for the government, and it's a top secret location. And Jack Carter ends up there with his daughter and solves a crime, and they're impressed by him, and he becomes the new sheriff, replacing the old one. One of the things I remember about the show is that it was a family-oriented show in the sense that it wasn't trying to be one of these sexy shows, everyone's naked all the time. It was more about what was going on and the crimes Jack had to solve. Now, I will say one of the things they loved to do on the show was the misdirections. They would always make it seem like this is what's causing it, when in reality, this is what's causing it. And I do like the fact that they had Jack dependent on the scientist and the scientist dependent on Jack. Like the scientists wouldn't be able to solve the crimes without Jack, and Jack couldn't solve it without them. It was like, there was a nice balance there to where Jack's brand of intelligence was needed and their brand of intelligence was needed in order to solve the issue. Now the show, I don't really recall touching on too much of like social issues in the real world. They stuck to the science fiction realm, I guess you could say, because Eureka is supposed to be a melting pot where everyone gets along for the most part, and there was no issues like that going on. if I remember correctly with the ending, they have Zoe going off to college, and I believe Joe leaves off, goes for another job. It's been a while since I watched it. I'm actually rewatching it right now, but because with the time shift, when they go back to the regular time, when Joe returns, her and Zane are no longer together. In fact, I don't even think they dated, and because I didn't like that aspect of it, because when they come back, Zane doesn't remember, proposing to her or any of that stuff. And it's just like, to me, that felt unnecessary. Now, one of the reasons I picked this show, like I said at the beginning, I don't want a remake. I wanted to just bring it back. I really did enjoy this show. They could bring back the original cast. All of them are still alive. They could like I said, Nathan Stark's or Ed Quinn's character gets killed off. They could still bring him back. It's Eureka. I mean, they brought back Henry's dead girlfriend. So they could always bring back Nathan Stark in some capacity. He could be a clone. Who knows? Or that he really wasn't dead and it was a clone all alone. Or you know how it goes. And, if nobody wants to return, they don't need to kill the character off. They can just say, hey, they moved on. But I think it would be interesting to bring everyone back, even as some kind of they could do a miniseries. They could do a couple of miniseries, and see how people like it. It's actually one of the few shows that I can recall really enjoying watching as I got older. Because as I got older, shows, I don't know, as I got older, shows aren't the same. And it's not so much that like, oh, it's not geared towards you. It feels like you're geared all towards a certain demographic that I don't fit. And it's hard to find sci-fi shows I like. All the sci-fi shows are trying to be gritty and dark and mysterious. And I don't really know too many sci-fi shows that are just fun to watch. And that's what I miss about Eureka and even Warehouse 13. If anyone watched sci-fi back in the day, the Sci-Fi Channel back in the day, yeah, Eureka and Warehouse 13 were two of the best shows in my opinion. I would love to see it come back in some capacity. And one of the things about the show is that even though they had a lot of practical special effects, they did use CGI. And with today's technology, the CGI, would be over the top. And they can even have it like all the advances we've had are because of Eureka. And I would love it. Just popped in my head if they had something on like politics, like Trump was a clone or was a social experiment with Trump to see how the U.S. people would handle things. They can even have it if they affected the election without even trying. But yeah, I would love to see Eureka come back just because, like I said, it was a fun show to watch. It was enjoyable. It's a fun show to watch, and there's just nothing like it, in my opinion, right now. It's hard to find sci-fi shows that have a good sense of humor. Like I said, anymore, they're serious, they're dark, they're trying to be mysterious about what's going on, always have a hidden agenda. Actually, technically, Eureka had a hidden agenda. There was this hidden syndicate organization trying to do stuff. So, yeah, I would like to see Eureka come back, or at least see more shows like Eureka be created. I think it's time that we started going back to just having fun watching TV instead of just dramas. Sci-fi doesn't always have to be serious and dark. It can be fun. So, with Eureka, it's not so much my take on remaking Eureka, but bring back Eureka. If hashtags work for me, I would say hashtag bring back Eureka. So that's my take on bringing back Eureka.